What is up, everybody? 49's Fine back at you again today with another precious metals video, and today I wanted to talk about why I don't buy I don't buy 100-ounce bars. Probably the biggest I'm ever gonna go is 10 ounces. Let's talk about it. A huge thank you to our community members. Thank you guys very, very much for being part of the finest. Let me preface this video by stating this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions based upon that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love for you guys to join us on this beautiful, precious metals journey here on YouTube. All right, let's get into it. Let me start this video off secondly by saying that buy what you like. There's no wrong way to do this unless it's overpriced fake crap on eBay. There's no wrong way to stack. As long as you're stacking, you're doing a great thing, in my personal opinion. You're protecting your wealth. You're pulling it out of the rigged and tracked fiat system, and you're really giving yourself your own financial freedom through every single ounce that you buy. But today specifically, I wanted to talk about big bars and why I personally don't buy them. Now, one thing that needs to be noted about silver is that it is heavy and cumbersome. It's hard to move around. Even this 10-ounce bar, as good as the weight feels in my hand, if I was to have a bunch of these, it would be difficult to move that around. And that issue gets even worse when you jump up to kilo bars or 20-ounce bars, 100-ounce bars. Those are huge, huge bricks of metal that are going to be very difficult to move around if you ever had to. Also, it's going to be very, very difficult to store that after a while. Obviously, not all of us have the money to drop over $1,000 on a kilo or however, who knows how much on a 100-ounce bar, but that option is there to purchase them, and I am simply not going to take that opportunity. Another big reason, aside from storage and size and movability, is the fact that silver, the big advantage of silver is that it is highly divisible. 1 ounce of silver could buy you a nice meal 100 years ago. 1 ounce of silver could buy you a nice meal today. And it's probably going to stay that way forever. It is true money. It is true everyday transactional money in its truest form. It always has been, and it always will be, despite how deflationary or inflationary the current fiat currency is. Silver will always be there to cover you for small purchases. And because of that, that's why I don't want to pick up a huge bar. Sure, I could pick up a 20-ounce bar or a kilo, but if that was the case, why wouldn't I just pick up a 1/4 ounce of gold? Look how small this is. Sometimes a 1/4 ounce piece of gold is worth less than a 20-ounce silver bar, but most of the time it's worth just a little bit more. But even still, it's so much smaller, so much easier to transport. And personally, I feel that gold grows your wealth a little bit stronger than silver does, but gold doesn't have the benefit of divisibility. Sure, you could buy a 1-gram piece of gold, but the premium you're going to pay on that is pretty freaking high. So in that event, it's worth it to get silver. It seems that silver is much more advantageous in smaller monetary values, and gold is much more advantageous in higher monetary values. A 1-ounce gold coin is small. It's smaller than this 1-ounce silver buffalo, but it's worth $26.50. You could pay a lot of bills, get yourself out of an emergency, cover a lot of debt with that, but it's not divisible at all. $26.50 is a lot of money, and you're not about to cut your gold coins in half or into 1/4 pieces. That's where silver comes in. The strength of silver is its divisibility. Not only is it pulling you out of the rigged and dangerous fiat systems that we live under, but it is also highly divisible. And for that reason, a 10-ounce bar is just about the highest I will go in size. I may at some point pick up a 20-ounce Scottsdale Mint candy bar because I just think they're absolutely cool. And the gold to silver ratio is pretty wide right now. So in that event, yes, it's worth it to maybe pick up a big bar with a super low premium while the gold silver ratio is super wide the way it is right now. Last time I checked, I think it's about 85 to 1. So when it's wide like that, when the gold silver ratio is wide like that, then maybe, yeah, I could see it being worth it to pick up a big bar that has a very, very, very low premium over each ounce. But that's pretty much it. There's no divisibility in a kilo bar, there's no divisibility in a 100-ounce bar, and they're just super heavy, hard to move around, hard to store. So for that reason, biggest I'm going to go is a 10-ounce bar. Gold adds net worth to the family name. That's what gold does. And it protects your wealth over time. Silver is pocket change. No matter what economic situation you happen to be in, no matter how good or bad your government's currency is performing, no matter if there's a war or if it's peacetime, silver is and always will be the number one day-to-day transactional divisible unit of currency ever. And for those reasons, I stick to 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 5 ounce, and 10 ounce sizes. I'd much rather buy a 1/4 ounce of gold and a couple of silver buffaloes than pick up a giant chunky kilo bar of silver. But anyways, guys, that's just my personal preference. What do you guys think? Do you guys like kilo bars? If you do, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you like 100-ounce bars? If you do, there's nothing wrong with that. These are just some thoughts and suggestions in regards to the pros and cons of big old pieces of metal that you have hidden in the back 40. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.